it's been a sore spot here. Jeff Broken got upside down there last week in the modified. So
Cole Spacek tagged that with a mid-mod not too long ago. Last year during the Northern Nationals, it was Neil Baldock that tagged that pretty good during the mid-mod feature.
It just, you get down in the mud there, off the
it just kind of pulls you
inside of the track, and it just sucks you right in it.
Scary spot on the track, but drivers miss it more than hit it, I guess, is the best way to look at it.
And we'll try it slow-mo here.
All right. This will be just coming up at the bottom left of your screen. Already around is Lillo and the UPI, and there goes Topanzini. Backed into that, and the car got some air. And everybody else just sliding to stop to avoid the contact. Robbie Cooper, 7C car, very badly wrinkled. Robbie still in the car. That's probably a good sign.
Yeah.
They're just going to drop him off. That car may be just sheet metal wrinkle. Hopefully he's able to get back into it. Darrell Nelson was trailing all of that. This is the 44 you see on your screen. Was trailing all of that and was able to avoid. Mark Rose's 28R. John Topanzini. The T23 car is pointed the wrong way at the very bottom of the track. Rose trying to back out, not sure if he's hung up on a marker tire. Topanzini trying to rock his way out of the mud. If we've got one more look at this, I'd be real curious to see if how the 44 gets through here. See what the boys can do for us in the truck. Here we go. This is on the restart. The blue car in the center bobbled just a bit there. The 87 of Trevor Wilson. There was one incident right at the drop of the green, but as they come through, we're going to watch Terry Lillo's car come in backwards. Right there, at the bottom of the screen. And then you'll see Topanzini's car up onto the berm. And there's Nelson coming through bottom left, or bottom right. A lot of room at the high side.
Yeah.
Just followed Roger Paulo and Scott Herrick through safely. So apparently it was a lot cleaner view for him than it looked at first. Great shot there, guys.
We tried. It's all about the pictures, right?
It's all about the pictures. And you'd never know it if you weren't sitting in the stands, folks.
That's it.
No, it's great view, great shot. Safety crews again, the wreckers getting a bit of a workout tonight. Pulling Mark Rose off of the marker tires there at the bottom of turn number 1. Not sure how much damage there is to the 28R. And Topanzini still wants to get going.
Stuck.
I don't know if you folks have ever discussed this in any of your previous broadcasts, Jerry, but what kind of money are we talking about with one of these cars these days?
Oh, golly.
More than you and I have got in our back pocket. I know that.
I conservatively maybe $30,000 to $40,000. You're looking at probably your engine is probably somewhere in the neighborhood of, even a soda engine is probably somewhere in the neighborhood of $18,000 to $20,000. I'm guessing, because
chassis probably 8 or 10 grand.
I never spent that much money on half a dozen race cars of my own. So, but yeah,
the times they are changing.
Yeah, you're talking about a brand new roller is probably $5,000 to $8,000, maybe more. Quick change rear end is $2,000 to $3,000.
This is not a cheap hobby, folks.
No, it isn't, especially at this level. The late model level is the top of the heap, and yeah, big bucks, and then figure that you get your basic car, engine, drivetrain, bodywork, etc. And that's fine, but how do you get it to the racetrack? You got to have at least a trailer and
a good sized pickup truck to pull
that'll
it
haul
with.
You need tires, you know, at 140, 150 bucks a piece.
Race fuel is over
Race
$5.50
fuel is
a
over-
gallon.
Yeah. Of course, alcohol is different.
True.
It's cheap. They run alcohol, but it's cheaper. But you use more of it. So
Yeah, these things don't get double-digit miles to the gallon.
there's
either.
no trade-off on that. It runs cooler, you know, and they like it for that. But you also,
But a racing radiator is $700.
yeah, yeah, all aluminum stuff, you know.
Yeah.
So
And then you've got your safety gear. You've got your fireproof suit, shoes, Nomex underwear,
$500 worth of suit.
Snell-approved helmet.
You
A
know,
lot of the guys who are running the Hans devices now, thank heavens. And they're $11, $12, $1,300 a piece.
Well, $400 or $500 for $700 for a top flight helmet.
We're not saying that it's not worth it for these guys because they're out here racing because they love it.
Yes.
They're out here racing because they enjoy the speed, they enjoy the sport, they enjoy the fans and the fellowship with their fellow racers. Don't get us wrong. We're not trying to downplay this at all. It's just a kind of a reality check when somebody wraps one into each other or wraps it against the guardrail or wraps it up against the light pole.
Yeah.
Just
You
the
see dollar signs flying out of your wallet every time you smack something with it.
And it makes you just sick thinking about what these guys, the expense these guys have to put into these things every week. So when somebody comes out of this with a $1,500 first place check, it's worth it to them, believe me.
Yeah, it is. It is. And you know, these guys, some guys say, well, we just race for trophies. But the money helps. And
yeah, it's a nice touch.
And of course, they want to get on the T-shirt. I won
the big
2014
Northern Nationals commemorative T-shirt or Silver 1000 commemorative T-shirt or Wissota 100 T-shirt where they list the past winners on the back. That means almost as much to any driver to have their name on the back of that T-shirt for all time.
Yeah,
because that $1,500 check will get spent real fast.
It may sound silly to some people who are not involved in racing, who don't have what we like to call the disease. I mean, once you get hooked by racing, it never goes away.
It's a bad disease, folks.
If somebody came along with a pure stock for me to drive at 72 years old, I'd be jumping right in it. Well, not exactly jumping in it, but
yeah.
As long as I can get in and sit down, I'd be all right.
He'd be begging for help to squeeze in, that's for sure.
But that's it's the truth.
I have to admit, I have only run I've run 3 laps in a race car in my entire life, and that was 20-some years ago. And then the bug was bad then, and it's only gotten worse since, standing up here talking about it.
You remember how just excited I got that one time at the Old Timers race in Nashville?
Oh, he couldn't wait, folks. That was amazing. That was funny. We laughed about that for hours. Thank heavens for a big kid like Ricky Davis.
Yeah. Actually, I drove Steve Karchbaum street stock.
That's right. Yeah.
That worked out fine, except the seat was fine, everything was fine, except the steering wheel was a little close.
But he had you strapped in pretty good. You weren't going to get any closer to it with a bump, that's for sure. All right, one more time. Contact between Wilson and Massengill. They'll come in to turn 1 and 2. Wilson moving up on the third purple to the inside that 18 car, challenging for 4th. Good clean fast lap. Harold Nelson update. He's up by 2 cars. He's up to 22nd. Massengill slow on the high side of turn 3. And a top 5 run for a 6th car. Zach Wohlers didn't want to see the yellow Trevor Wilson second spot, but problems for 6th Ed Jeff Massengill. The car just slowed. He was 5th, 6th place range coming off a turn 2, and then the car just died on him, and it went up to the high side. There's some debris on the back straightaway on the racing group entering into turn number 3. Crew coming over to check it out. Let's take a look. White car, middle of your screen, going high side. That's Massengill slowing and going up to the top of the hill. Don't see the debris where that might have come from. Anywhere down the bottom of the track, but Massengill slow. Quickly, the veteran driver gets up out of the way, wisely enough. What does that look like to you, Jerry, that he's carrying? Is that just a piece of metal, or hard to tell?
Yeah, it's really difficult to tell. Is that a shock absorber? No.
Souvenir for one of the track crew.
Just some sort of panel off the car.
Yeah. Not sure where that would have come off of. Best average finish between this feature and the previous one gets a $500 bonus. Daryl Nelson was your winner. Harry Hansen second in feature number 1. And David Fieber was third right now. Hansen looking at 9th, I believe. 10th place, check that. Fieber 11th. And Nelson still outside the top 20. One of the 24 starters still in. Caution lights are down. Zach Wohlers will lead them up through turns 3 and 4, looking for the green flag. They'll get one to go. One more time around, as there seems to be some concerns regarding the lineup for the realignment, I should say. Wohlers in that 71D. There's Hansen, restarting in 10th. He'll have the inside of row 6.
Amsoil Clipboard Twin 25 here on a Sunday night at Amsoil Speedway.
And there you see a look through the field and a ways back to the 44 of Daryl Nelson, your feature 1 winner with a little ways to go. 24 laps of the 25 still remaining. Wohlers, Ferris, Wilson. Wilson had a nice run on Ferris rather on the first one. He gets by for second spot. Tim McMahon to the high side in the 11D, challenging for third. And he's got it. Look at Trevor Wilson down the back straightaway into turn 3 for the lead. Trevor Wilson getting by Zach Wohlers. And checking out down the back straightaway. Battle for second. Wohlers trying to hold on. Trevor Wilson with some open field running out front. Behind them, Wohlers around down the front straightaway and sideways in front of the field. Oh! A horrendous hit down directly below the flag stand involving several cars. Zach Wohlers